Hello everyone, this is Rita with Restyle Renewed, and I am starting a project. I'm starting a hutch that I will be painting and doing decoupage paper here on the front. So I wanted to come and show you guys. This is sort of the perfect example of furniture. Everyone knows this kind of furniture, right? This is a perfect example of furniture to show you that you should make sure that you prep properly, which is some sort of a shellac or primer. So you know this kind of furniture is the kind of furniture that it feels really glossy, it feels super slippery, right? It's super smooth. This is not, I don't know, it's like a veneer that they always put on this kind of furniture. Let me scoot back so you can see what I'm talking about. See, it's just this basic kind of furniture that a lot of us find to paint. So this is the kind of furniture that you want to put something like this on, because if you don't prep this properly, your paint can just come right off. So you want to make sure you do something. Because I'm inside my house, I don't want to get my sander out and sand this. It's going to cause too much of a mess. So if you don't want to scuff sand, then you need to put on something like shellac or something like this bin primer. Because I'm telling you, you guys, I've been doing this long enough, the paint will come off. It very easily can come off, because this is so glossy and slippery, this kind of furniture. I don't know what they put on top of this stuff, but it almost resists paint. Your paint will go on, but it can very easily come off. So after all your work, you certainly don't want that to happen. And I know a lot of paint companies say, you know, no prep, no anything, but that's just, if you're in this business long enough, you know that is not true. So this kind of furniture, because the kind of furniture I do a lot of distressing. So I tend to use shellac, clear shellac, because then I can come back here and distress and have the wood show through. So I use clear shellac a lot. But if I didn't want to distress and I wanted the more smooth look, then you could put something like this on your furniture, and it would help you with adhesion and all that, right? Your paint adhering, and it helps with the bleed through and all that stuff, which this also helps with bleed through. So this is a great thing to use if you like distressing and you've got old furniture like this that you want to paint. And I just use cheapy, they're called a chip brush, because I just use these cheap chip brushes. And you know, you can get them inexpensive at Home Depot, Lowe's, places like that, any hardware store, right? Harbor Freight sells packs of this. Uh-oh, it's saying that I'm canceling. Hello? I think I'm still there. So anyways, I just want to come on and show you guys that this kind of old furniture, just be careful. Make sure you properly prep it before you start painting, because you are going to have issues for sure. And all of these, this is very strong, very strong smell. So if you are sensitive to smell, you don't want to be doing this inside. You want to be doing this outside probably, or at least get a mask on, because it is really strong. But I've been doing this so long, it just doesn't bother me anymore. I'm so used to all the terrible smells and stuff that I deal with. So just put on a coat. Easy peasy. You know, this is just the undercoat, so it's not like you have to put this on perfectly. and it's a tacky, you're going to get a tacky feeling, but that's going to all dry. And when everything is dry, totally dry, then you're just ready to paint, and the paint will adhere properly if you put something underneath. Now, there have been times where I have had to do 2 or 3 different things. I've had to put on shellac, I've had to put on bin primer, and I also have had to put on this stuff. So I think it might be in my video about painting with white, but there's been only 2 times in all the years I've been doing this where I have had bleed through that I cannot stop. And that's after putting on coats of shellac, coats of bin primer, and after these 2 strong things, the bleed through was still happening. I was painting with pure white paint and the bleed through was still happening. And this was for clients, and I had to solve the problem. I obviously could not give them white furniture that was having bleed through. So the only thing I could come up with, and it actually does work, is white. I ended up putting on white oil paint, and this was the miracle cure for my white, getting the bleed through to stop. So I put on shellac, I put on bin primer, and then I put on, I don't know if this one's the white one, I've had to actually do it twice. I put on this stuff from Ace Hardware. It's just regular, inexpensive oil paint, and this is what stopped the bleed through when I was trying to, when I was painting white, and I had so many issues. And then I had to do this again with something I was painting blue. Oh my goodness, the bleed through was terrible. So I just went, actually that time I went straight to oil paint, and I painted on, was it blue or black? I just went straight onto oil paint, and I painted my piece with oil paint from Ace Hardware, and it worked. It was amazing. It stopped all the bleed through. So I always now have oil paint on hand for bleed through in case I ever have issues like that again. So, and if you're going to do, if you're filling in holes for new hardware that you're going to put in, make sure that you do all your filling in of holes, and then come in and, because you're going to want to seal this. I don't know about anybody else, but I always have issues with the stuff showing through. It keeps telling me I'm going out, but I don't think I am. I fill in my holes, and then you're going to want to actually do this twice. I sand it, I fill it in again, and then I sand it again, and then I put on my shellac or my bin primer over it. Because I don't know why, I always have issues with this stuff showing through if I don't cover it up. So something else to think about. And oftentimes I do paint, let's see if you can see the side here. Oftentimes I do paint the hinges, not always, like on that fancy red buffet I did. I didn't want the hinges painted. So, but if I'm doing my distressing furniture, which I normally do, I actually go ahead and paint the hinges, and so that is why I also put the shellac on the hinges, because I'm going to paint them. So if you don't want your hinges painted, then go ahead and just, you know, take them off before you start all this. So this is just super easy. Painting this stuff, it doesn't really matter how you put it on, but it is the key. It is the key to stopping bleed through and stopping bleed through and stopping your paint from chipping. Because even though bright paint companies say, you know, you don't have to do anything. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So that's it, you guys. I think that is, hi Kelly. I think that is everything to do with prepping your furniture. So I always have my oil paint on hand. I always have my clear Zinsser shellac on hand. This is the one I use the most often because I do a lot of distressing. They sell one that is amber, but I don't want that amber one. I get the clear one. And then this is another one. But anything that is oil-based or shellac-based is going to be powerful. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you guys. Thank you.